Let's do this. Why is the TikTok phone so crazy zoomed in? Seems a little insane. My head's like twice as big. Alright, whatever. Let's get going. Let's get started. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice a little bit of consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to stay consistent with. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our warm up. We're doing some hip CARs. CARs stands for controlled articulated rotations, which means we're going to get into crazy positions with our leg. We're going to try and stay in control so that we can get stronger and more mobile at the same time. We're going to start by lifting our leg up as high as we can, directly in front. From here, we're going to open up that leg off to the side that way. Try your best to lift the leg higher if you can. Open it wide, 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 wide that way. And we're going to rotate the leg. All right, so the knee right now is pointing up. I want you to rotate the leg so that the knee starts coming and pointing forward in front. We're going to raise our ankle so it's about horizontal and about the same height as the knee. Then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Bring the knee down, 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 knee down. Ankle up, 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 up. Hold on to something for balance if you need it. And ooh, I'm about to get a hamstring cramp. I was holding it for too long. Ooh. And once you're here, we're going to bring the leg down and back. All right? When we bring the leg down and back, we're flexing the hamstrings. We're flexing the glutes. We're pulling on that hip flexor here in the front. And that is one rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Then we're going to reverse it, do a whole bunch more. Let's get ready to begin. Stand up nice and straight. Keep the core nice and tight. And let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven, I think. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. I think that's Che saying hello, hello, hello. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Oh, I'm tired today. I'm feeling these. I don't know if it's because I went a little bit slower than usual today, but my hips are on fire right now. Luckily, we get to switch over to the other leg. All right? Do a little shake, do a little dance, do a little wiggle, and let's get ready to move over to the other side. All your weight is in one leg. Come on up, balance, and let's continue. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's two. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit so you can see some more width without looking cramped up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. Three more. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Oh, man. That's 10 hip CARs going forward on the left side and the right side. We're going to pause for a second. We're going to shake. We're going to get loose. We're going to wiggle. And we're going to get ready to go backwards. All right? When we do reverse hip CARs, we're doing the same general motions. We're just getting into them in reverse order. All right? So instead of ending with the leg down and back, we're starting with the leg down and back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, feeling the stretch in the front. From here, we're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to rotate the knee down, ankle up, and the ankle down, the knee up. We're going to bring that leg to the front, and that will be one rep. I hope you're emotionally ready for this, because It's time. Let's go. Stand up nice and straight. Keep the core tight. And let's begin. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Knee has one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Knee, that's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Knee, that's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Knee, that's four. For some of you, you might feel like you're finally warmed up. These are starting to feel a little bit better, a little bit easier. Five, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Six, I'm finally starting to feel like this isn't super brutal. Maybe it's because the pacing is a little bit faster now. Seven, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. Oh man. One more leg. Done. Final leg. Get ready to go. Do a little jiggle. Do a little dance. Do a little shimmying. Relax a little bit. Oh man. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for this next one. Okay, let's go. Core nice and tight. Lift those legs. Get ready. Flex the hamstrings. Flex the glutes. Bring that leg down and back. Lift that leg up to the side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's three. Keep going. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's four. Back. Side. Ankle up. Oof. Ankle down. Knee. I think it's five. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's six. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's seven. Three more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's eight. Two more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's nine. Last one. Come on. We got this. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 10. Woo! This time it was the stabilizing side, the side keeping me balanced. It's tired. Whew. That's our first warm-up exercise, and hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit better, feeling a little bit looser, feeling like they can go a little bit deeper into some of that range of motion. And let's move on into warm-up exercise number two. All right, before we do that, I kind of have to tell you, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through and continue to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that we can practice that consistency. All right, so if you like hip mobility, side splits, consistency, follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. 9 p.m. every day. That means we start like 10 minutes ago. I'll see you tomorrow. And let's get back into warm up exercise number two. Ooh, come on back up into standing. I don't know if you kneel down when I kneel down because I just kneel down to show you that we're stretching. You don't have to kneel down, all right? Next, we're folding our belly button down to the ground. And if your back is feeling a little tight, try your best to just relax. Breathe. Give yourself a couple of seconds. Chill. And hopefully by now you should start feeling it real deep in your hamstrings. We're going to add a little bit of movement. All right. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly buttons down some more. Then we're going to switch back and forth with the knees. All right. Let's go. Bend. And bend. And other side. And other side. Switch some more. Switch some more. Your hamstrings should be feeling some crazy stretching, all right? But that does not mean that it's going to feel the same all the time. You probably have different amounts of flexibility on each leg. You probably have your legs in a different position on each side because one is bent and one is straightened. And that is going to make it so that each leg feels a little bit different,
All right. Regardless, focus on bringing the belly button down, folding forward, and keep on switching. We're adding a little bit of movement to help warm up these muscles because this is warm up exercise number 2. And now that I've run out of stuff to talk about, let's take it a little bit deeper. All right. I want you to really focus on folding just a bit deeper into the stretch if you can, and keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Extend your arms out in front of you. Come on into standing. That is our second warm up exercise. Shake it out. Relax. Flop around. And let's get into warm up exercise number 3. We are working on some thoracic rotation. All right. The thoracic spine is basically under your neck and about around your belly button ish. All right. This part of your spine is designed to move really, really well. Side to side, slouchy, slouchy, the opposite, and to rotate. All right. What we're going to do is add some rotation in right now, and we're going to do it from that position we were just in, where one leg is bent, one leg is straight, and our belly buttons are folded forward. From here, I want you to take your arm from the bent leg side. I want you to reach across to the straight leg, push off the shin, and rotate. Stick your other arm up into the air. Rotate your neck to look at that hand. We're going to breathe. Inhale, exhale. All right, everything's comfortable. We're going to do that again, but this time on the exhale, I want you to reach further over your shoulder. Okay, inhale, exhale, and reach. Ooh, that is half a rep. We're going to do 5 of these in total. I'm going to walk us through the move a couple more times, and then sometimes I'm just going to switch on back and forth. All right, other side. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Inhale, exhale, reach. That is 1. 4 more. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg. Opening it up. Inhale and reach. That's 2. And 2. Keep going. Make sure to really seriously exhale when you're trying to go for that reach. That exhale, letting the air out, releases a whole bunch of tension in your torso, and that is what we want. Inhale, exhale, and reach. That's 4. And 4. Last one. One more time. We're taking one leg bent and one leg straight. We're going to take the arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push off the shin bone while our belly buttons are folded forward. We're going to inhale. We're going to open up our arms. Our neck is rotated to look at that hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach. That is 5. Last one on the other side. And 5. Whew, that is some thoracic rotation. All right. You might be feeling a little bit of tiredness here in this shoulder looking muscle, and also over here in the actual real shoulder looking muscle, because your arms don't typically go that far back very often. That's okay. We don't need them for much to the rest of the show, so you can just let them chill, relax for a little bit, and they'll get back to normal. The other place you're going to be feeling it is maybe in some of the smaller little muscles in the back, because they don't get that much love in your normal life. We added some rotation, some stretching, and hopefully, oh, you can keep adding a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of shimmy, a little bit of a body roll to keep that spine moving and keeping it healthy. All right. We're going to move on into our fourth and final warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. All right. I'm going to demonstrate. You don't have to join in just yet. We're going to do some pre-warm-ups for the warm-ups. All right. What I want you to do looks something like this. We're going to eventually come on down. We're going to into a deep squat on one leg. We're going to extend the other leg out, basically doing a side split. We're going to pause here, sink a little deeper. Then we're going to scoot our butts that away. Once we're over on the other side, we're going to try and pause and sink a little bit deeper. Then we're going to come back. That is 1 rep, the side to side. All right. For most of us, our ankles or knees or hips are not going to be super ready for this. So let's warm up for our warm up, a little pre warm up. What I want you to do is join in. Slowly squat down. Ugh. Come on down to the ground and see if you can find a restful
comfortable-ish chilling position. All right. You don't have to have a perfect deep squat. If your heels are off the ground, that's perfectly fine. When your heels are off the ground, you're actually going to feel more of a stretch in the Achilles tendon and in the calves, and that is something we actually want. So push your knees forward, bring your chest down to your knees, and chill out here for a little bit. All right. Inhale. Relax. Let all that air out. Drape your body over that leg and, or I guess those legs, and chill. All right. Once you've taken a couple breaths here, you've gotten nice and deep into your stretch. We're going to add a little bit of movement. All right. We're going to warm up the ankles, the knees, the hips with some dance moves. I want you to bring one knee down to the ground. Pose, posture, look cool, and then we're going to switch. Other knee down. If you can, see if you can bring the knee all the way down to the ground. You don't have to. Just give it a shot. See if you can get there comfortably with control. If you are going boom and smashing your knee into the ground because you don't have control, maybe, you know, play with it until you find the spot where you lose control, and then slowly work up to that point and see if you can build a little bit more strength over the next couple of days. All right. You don't have to go all at once. What else we got? We're going to open up one leg to the right. We're gonna bring it back in. We're gonna open up the other leg to the left. We're gonna bring it back in. We're gonna open up both legs. We're gonna look cool. We're gonna pose. And we're gonna bring it back in. Hopefully, put a little bit of work into your ankles, into your knees, into your hips, and you're ready to take on some Cossack switches. Because we're moving on over to the Cossack switches. I have to move so that you can see me in the camera, but you don't actually have to move. You can stay wherever you are because I don't need to see you. Cool. Stick your hands straight down into the ground. Extend one leg out to the side. Get ready for that side split leg that away. And we're going to plant this heel on the ground for a little bit of stability. All right. Wherever you are, if you're new to the show, stay a little bit higher up. If you're more experienced, get a little bit lower. If you're very experienced, been doing this for a while, you got other skills, feel free to drop as low as you can to the ground. All right. Our next step, moving our butts over. You can put your hands on the ground for a little support. You can shimmy yourself over to the other side. And once you're there, try your best to sink into a deeper, relaxed position. All right. And then come on back. Do, 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 do. We're done with one rep. Keep going. Come on back. Sink a little lower. Come on back. Sink a little lower. That's 2 reps. If you realize you don't need your hands because you are super strong, feel free to skip the hands. All right. Keep on going. That's 3 and 4. At this point, if you're ready to take it to the next level, feel free to join in. If not, if you feel like this is pushing it already, you can go back to hands on the ground. All right. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna try and stand up a little straighter and try and get real tall. Instead of leaning forward, we're gonna sit up straight or squat up straight, or whatever this straight thing is called. We're gonna keep going. 5 and 5. Keep going. 6. Breathe. Come on back. 6. We've done 6 already, so we're going to change it up. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in the inside of your knee, we're going to make it a little bit easier. All right, I want you to pop up a little bit, then slide over to the other side, and slowly sink down into a stretch position. Come on back up, across, and down. I think that's 7. Up, across, down, up, across, down. That's 8. We got 2 more. We're going to do some squats. All right. I want you to really focus on the squatting leg. I want you to power through it. Boom. Come into standing. Slowly come on down on the other side. And then boom. Power through it. One last one. Come on down. Oof. Boom. That's 10. Final leg. Come on down. Sink into it. This is our last one. Get ready. Power. Boom. That is 10 Cossack switches, slides, and squats. Hopefully, your hips are a little bit more warmed up. Maybe they're really tired right now. That's okay. We're going to do a little shake. We're going to do a little wiggle. We're going to give them a couple seconds to recover. And I'm going to tell you about how this is a 45 to 60-minute long side splits and hip mobility show. We do this every day at 9 p.m. to practice number one quality, consistency. So if you like consistency, you need help with your hip mobility and want to work on your side splits, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back because we're live every day at 9 p.m. I don't really know what I'm doing with my arms. This is new. I thought this would be kind of like the arms of a clock, but it really doesn't look like that. Anyways, let's move on into our first stretch. We're doing a hamstring stretch, all right? The way we do it looks like this. We're going to have one knee down on the ground, one leg extended out in front. We're going to fold our belly buttons down to that side. Boom. But before we get into it, I want you to grab a little bit of padding for your knees, all right? Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be crazy. I have some foam flooring that I'm going to use. If you have some dirty laundry, you can roll it up, stick it under your knee, and you're good to go. If you have a stuffed animal that has enough foam in it, stick it under your knee, you're good to go. If you have an old flip-flop, some old sneakers you don't really like anymore, you don't want to use, maybe they are too muddy at some point, so they're a little dirty looking, they're not fresh enough for you, perfect. Stick your knee right on top of them, and you're ready to go. Cool? All right. From the side, I want you to try your best to get into a position that looks like this, where your knee up to your hip up to your shoulders, your shoulder up to your head is a nice straight line. What I do not want is this, where the leg is going way far back. All right. The reason for this is because it just makes your stretch way more complicated and way more difficult to pull off. So we're trying to keep it simple. The hamstring stretch is going to be tough. Don't make it any harder for yourself. All right. From here, we're extending one leg and we're folding our belly buttons down to that thigh, and we're going wee. As soon as you get stuck, we're gonna inhale and we're gonna relax. All right. I'm gonna scoop myself a little this way so it's easier to see my whole body. On the inhale, we're gonna just breathe. Inhale. On the relax, we're going to just let the body drape over our leg. Relax. One more. Inhale. Relax. The body drape over that leg. Feel that stretch getting a little bit deeper, a little bit more intense. Now we're going to add some movement. All right. What I want you to do is bring the knee up, and I want you to bring the chest down to the leg. Then pause here for a second and straighten out the leg. All right. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Keep going. About 5 times. And hopefully you found yourself a little bit deeper into that stretch, and the stretch doesn't feel nearly as crazy as before. All right. Once you're here, we're going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to slowly exhale, and we're going to fold into the ground. All right. Let's go. Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Fold, fold, fold. Bring the belly button down. Fold. That is us getting a little bit deeper. When you're feeling those hamstrings going, ooh, we're going to inhale and relax. Again, all right, let's go. Big breath in. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg. One more inhale. Relax. That body drape over that leg, and we're going to add some movement. Bend the knee. Bring the chest down. Straighten it out. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. One more. Bend the knee. Chest down, straighten it out. Hopefully, you're finding that even though you're in a deeper stretch, after a little bit of movement, it's not so bad, it's not so unbearable, because we're going to go a little deeper. All right, we're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold. Last one. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold your belly button down. Once you can't go any further, we're going to inhale, relax. Inhale. Let the body drape over the leg. One more time. Inhale. Relax. Let the body drape over that leg, and we're doing the movements. Knee bend, chest down, straighten it out. Knee bend, chest down, straighten it out. Hopefully, you've noticed that you don't need to knee bend as much as you did before to get the knees and the chest to touch down. And once you've done 5 of those, we're ready to hold that stretch and call it 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26. If you're feeling a bunch of tension, a bunch of sensations in the knee, you can give that leg a slight bend. It'll take pressure off the knee. It'll take some pressure off the hamstrings, but that is okay because now your knee doesn't hurt. All right. You can slowly figure out how to work your chest all the way down to that thigh. And then after you've gotten maximum hamstring stretch with the knee bent, then you can slowly straighten out your leg at the end, all right? So the knee pain comes in at the end instead of the whole entire time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
0. Woo! That is our hamstring stretch. That is one side. We got to do the other. Bring the leg back. Oh, kneel. Try to kneel up straight for a second. Flex the glutes, flex the abs. Pose. Superman pose for a second. Get those glute muscles and the core muscles to really kick in so that your hips can start feeling a little bit more normal again. And then we're ready to continue. Remember, we're trying to get that straight line, knees to the hips, to the shoulder, to the head. We're extending one leg out in front. We're folding our belly button down to the thigh. Fold, 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 fold. And whew, here we are. Inhale, relax. Let your body drape over that leg. One more time, inhale. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg, and we're going to do the knee bend, chest down, straighten. Knee, chest, straighten. I might have talked about this real fast the last couple of rounds. That does not mean you have to move fast. All right? Take your time, breathe, slowly work through it, and straighten out that leg. Get yourself into a slightly deeper stretch. We've done our leg straightening thing. It's time to get deeper. You ready? Big inhale, exhale, and fold. Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Bring your belly button down to the ground. And when you feel like you're stuck again, we're going to inhale and relax. Ready? Inhale. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg. One more time. Inhale. Let your body drape over that leg. And we're going to add some movement. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. Knee, chest, straighten. Knee, chest, straighten. Knee, chest, straighten. Knee, chest, straighten. And we're hopefully a little bit deeper in our stretch. We got one more round. All right. Big inhale. Slow exhale and fold. Ready? Big inhale. Slow exhale and fold. Woo-hoo. Fold, 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 fold. Come on down a little deeper if you can. And inhale, relax. Inhale. Relax. One more. Inhale. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg. And we're going to straighten the knee again. Let's go. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Knee. Chest. Straighten. I think that's about 5. I think it's time to hold it for 30 seconds and we'll be done. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your neck, in your upper back, in your mid back, let those muscles relax. Let your body drape over that leg. All right. If you're trying to smash your face into your knee and your back is round and you're feeling a whole bunch of stretch and tension there, that is too much. The stretch is coming from your hips folding forward. If you're feeling anything that feels really intense above your belly button, just relax. All right? 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Bring the legs in underneath you. Come back into that kneeling position. Flex the glutes. Flex your abs. Superman pose. And make sure your hamstrings, your glutes, your abs, those muscles are firing for a second to help you to remember what it's supposed to feel like when you sit up straight. And we're going to move on into our second stretch. All right. My floor is really slippery, so I like to sit on this piece of foam. If you have a yoga mat or something that gives you a little bit more grip, a little bit more traction, feel free to do the same. You don't have to. If you find that your floor is grippy enough that you're not sliding around underneath you, you're fine to continue as is. All right? For the second stretch, the butterfly stretch, we're sitting with our hips, our low back, our shoulders, our head up against the wall. Enjoy that nice straight posture for half a second, and let's continue. Bring your feet together, pull them in. This is our starting position for the butterfly stretch. The goal here is to feel a stretch in the groin area, in the inner thighs, and the way we make that stretch more intense is by bringing our knees down into the ground. All right? There's a couple of ways to do this. One, you can apply pressure to bring it down with outside force. Two, you can use your own muscles to build up a little bit of strength, a little bit of control. We're going to do both. I want you to flex your glutes. I want you to flex your outer thigh muscles to help bring your knees down towards the ground. If you're new to the show and you're like, what muscles are those? I have no idea how to use them because I've never used them before. Don't worry about the details. Focus on the first two things, all right? You're trying to make the stretch more intense in the groin, and you're trying to do it by making your knees go down into the ground just a little bit. If you've done a little tiny bit of both, you're moving in the right direction, and that's all that matters. Cool? We'll learn the different muscles in a little bit when we apply some pressure from outside. Next, we're going to take our hands, we're going to apply some pressure straight down into our legs. All right? I want you to push down, and I want you to breathe. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Ready? Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. By the way, you can let the muscles go. The contracting your glutes, contracting your other thighs, you can relax those for a second. As you inhale and exhale, on the exhale, I want you to try to push your legs down a little bit deeper into the stretch. All right. When you're pushing your legs down, you're going to feel more intensity, pressure in the back of your head because you're pushing your legs down, but your shoulders are also pushing into the wall, and your head is going to suffer from it. So that's normal. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Push a little bit deeper. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. We're about halfway through. Contract your glutes again. Contract your outer thigh muscles again. See if you can actively pull your legs a little bit deeper with the assistance from your hands. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Relax the leg muscles and the glutes. Keep pushing with your arms. See if you can get as deep as before or even deeper. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, relax. Relax everything. If your wrists are tired, you can flop them around for a quick second. And let's shake out our legs. I want you to try your best to flap the wings of your butterfly in this butterfly stretch. And lift your knees up, drop them down, get them to move a little bit. All right. If your legs are struggling, you might want to give them a little shake with your hands manually and tell them, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. Otherwise, maybe be less nice and just shake them out really aggressively. Whatever the case, if your legs are starting to flap a little bit more comfortably, we're ready to move on into stretch number 3. The standing pancake. Come on up into standing. Get rid of whatever is on the floor, unless perhaps you have a yoga mat that has a little bit more grip under your feet. If that helps you with grip, then use the yoga mat. All right. Cool. Standing pancake. Come on up into standing. Open up those legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. If you can get to about 60-ish degrees, like an equilateral triangle, then you're doing good. All right. From here, as long as you have no pain in the hips, you're able to do a little wiggle, a little shimmy, a little dance. Then we're ready to fold. We're going to focus on bringing this belly button down to the ground. Wee. Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, that is our starting position for the standing pancake. All right. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. If you've been here since our first elephant walk, warm-up exercise number 2, then you know this is exactly what that looks like. The only difference is our legs are a little bit further apart. Cool? When we get into this stretch, the goal is to bring our whole upper body in between our legs, like this. Fold, 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 fold some more, fold again, keep folding. Oh, man. And it is really hard stretch. So we're in this position to let gravity help us a lot, all right? When you have your upper body extended like this, and even more so, if you extend your arms out past your head like this, gravity is gonna feel crazy. If you hold something in your hands, it's going to feel even crazier, and that will be gravity helping you fold forward. All right. If you want to take this to another level of intensity, feel free to widen your legs past 60 degrees. See if you can go to 90 degrees. See if you can go to 120 degrees. Go however far you want, and stick your butt back just a little bit behind you. Keep those arms up. Keep on trying to bring the belly button down. This is our pancake. We're ready to hold it for 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26. If anything feels crazy hard, feel free to dial back the intensity. All right. You can always put your hands down. You can always pull your arms back. They don't have to stay out in front of you. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Push yourself out of that stretch. Fight gravity. And then if your legs are super stuck right now, because you're stuck in that position with your legs way too wide for a little bit too long, slowly try to wiggle your toes in towards the center of your body. Wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels and toes and heels and toes and heels until your legs are back together. And slowly walk your hands up your legs until you're back into standing. Oh man. Whew, that was our standing pancake. All right. Standing pancake is a really hard stretch because there's two main muscle groups that are getting stretched. One of them is the inner thigh muscles, right? When you open your legs wide, they get stretched, but they don't only get stretched, they are also contracting really hard because they are fighting you to help keep you standing, right? If you were able to just stretch magically and get as far as you wanted, you'd have fallen into a side split and this show would be over, it'd be done. But we're not. We're still here because your muscles are going to automatically fight against you to keep you in a position that it thinks is safe. Does it actually know if it's safe? I don't know. Do any of us know it's actually super safe? I don't know. But the point is, your brain is gonna automatically fire off some signals to the legs, contract those muscles to keep you from going any further. All right. And when we hang out in this position, when we're trying to focus on our pancake, when we're trying to get deeper, those muscles that are firing are just going to keep firing because they have to hold up your whole entire body weight now, right? That is why your inner thighs were tired. We're really ready for you to not be stretching them any further, right? The other place where you feel the stretch in the pancake stretch is in the hamstrings, all right? Whenever you're folding forward, like so, doesn't matter if your legs are together, you're just trying to touch toes, or if your legs are apart because we're doing the pancake. As long as you are folding forward, your hamstrings are getting stretched, and they're going to tell you they don't like that. So you're just going to have to deal with it. Cool? That is our third stretch. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It is called the, what are we doing? Figure four today. You have the option between the figure four stretch or the pigeon stretch. If you have a favorite, if you know exactly what you like, feel free to jump into the thing that you like. I'm going to talk about the figure four, break it down into little pieces, and hopefully our new beginners on the live will have a little bit more information to get started. Cool? All right, I see a lot of comments in the chat. I just want you to know I will look at them. I'm gonna get through the live first, and then I do Q&A at the end. All right, what am I doing? Why am I sitting down? We're doing the figure four stretch. The figure four and the pigeon have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side. We're making this thing that looks vaguely like the number four. We're taking that ankle, we're bringing it up towards our belly button, and then we're going to bring our belly button down towards that ankle until we get into a position that kind of looks a little like this. All right? That's basically it. You're going to feel a stretch out here in the side of your hip. That is actually a glute muscle. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings. You might feel something while you're folding forward into that leg. All right? Let's come on down into the ground because we're doing the figure four. Lay down! Ah, oh. The floor is nice and cool, so this is really nice because my body was heating up from all the exercises. Let's take a second, enjoy the floor and laying down. And all right, that's enough. Take one leg, cross it over to the other side, make this nice triangle. Okay? We're going to take the arm from the same side that the leg is crossed over. We're going to reach into the triangle. The other arm is going to reach out and it's going to pull on the other leg, this one right here. All right? We're going to reach, we're going to grab, and we're going to try our best to pull this leg into our chest. Okay? I want you to inhale, exhale, and see if you can do a light pull. You might feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings right away. That's cool. That's good. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can pull a little bit deeper. One more. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can pull that leg in just a little bit deeper. All right. Now we're going to start our stretch. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. We're only going to get closer. 29, 28, 27,
26. Keep breathing. Pull that leg in towards your chest. 23, 22, 21. If your knee is feeling a little achy, a little sensitive because you're putting so much pressure on your ankle from pulling that leg in, cup the knee and pull the leg in directly. All right? So you go like this. Boom. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep pulling that leg in. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. Let your body go. Chill. Flop onto the floor and breathe. We're going to switch over to the other side. Let's go. Other leg crossing over. Reaching the hand through the triangle. Other arm around the other leg. Reach for that knee. Pull it into your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Pull a little bit closer. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in a little closer. Another one. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in a little closer. We're ready to begin. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. Just like before, if you're feeling a little bit of achiness in that knee, definitely cup it and start pulling it in. If you're not feeling that achiness, you can cup it and pull it in too. I promise you, you'll bring your leg closer to you. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our figure four stretch. Let your legs relax. Let the heels drop onto the floor. Let your legs drop from side to side. Flop around for a little bit. Let the low back relax. And chill. That is the fourth of our five stretches. It's time for us to get into some side splits. All right. If you somehow just joined in and you have no idea, even though I've told you a bunch of times, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice the number one most important quality, consistency. All right. So if you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, you want to work on those things a little bit, you need some help practicing consistency, this is the live you want to be at. All right. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're in a time zone where 9 p.m. Eastern absolutely makes no sense to you, we started 44 minutes ago and we do that time every single day, Monday through Sunday. Cool. Let's get into some side splits. If you've never done side splits before, don't worry. We're going to break it down into little tiny pieces. You're going to slowly find your way. And if at any point you feel like you can't go any deeper, you can always pause, chill, breathe, relax for a little bit, and then see if you want to go a little bit more. Cool? All right. First thing I want you to do is come up against a wall so that your heels, your butt, your shoulders, your head, everything is basically touching the wall. Cool? We're going to take half a step forward. There's a little tiny baby step, right? We're not taking like a huge step forward. We're taking a tiny, tiny, itty bitty baby step. It might not even look like I moved away from the wall. Cool? From here, we're going to get ready to open up our legs. But first thing, you might want to grab a little stool, something to give yourself a little bit of hand support, something to support you. If you have a stool, great. If you have a small chair, a chair for kids, amazing. If you have a coffee table that you can kind of move around and is stable enough to support your weight a little bit, that would also work. All right, we're going to open up our legs, and we're going to fold forward down towards the ground. Make sure your hips don't hurt. If they're already hurting wherever your leg position is, bring your legs in together just a little bit, and then we're going to get ready to fold. Belly button down towards the ground. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, I want you to try to stick your hands down onto the ground. If you're just barely able to touch the ground, then you probably want to use something else to support yourself. All right? In this case, we got a stool. If you put your hands on the stool, it will take some of the burden, some of the pressure off of your legs and help you control
your position to help you feel a little bit safer, help you feel a little bit more comfortable, help you to relax a little bit more easily. All right. So hopefully you got your hand thingamajig and we're ready to go a little deeper. Cool? From here, we're going to rotate our legs so that the thigh bones don't smash into our hip bones and cause any weird hip pain. Cool? What that looks like is this. You might want to widen your stance just a little bit first, and then boom, your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up, right? We're rotating the whole leg backwards 90 degrees. We're going to do the same on the other leg. Boom. If your butt is real close to the wall and you can rest your butt on the wall, go ahead and do that. While your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up. See if you can pull your hand support thing close to your hips so that you're nice and close up against the wall. All right. When we get into this position, the goal is to help you feel really, really strong, feel really, really supported, feel like you're in control so that's easier to relax. Now, we're going to breathe. We're going to chill. We're going to see if we can get a little bit deeper. All right. Inhale. Exhale and relax. Do a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right, little lean to the left, little lean to the right, little lean to the left, little lean to the right, so you can get just a tiny bit deeper into your stretch. If at any point you're like, nope, 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 this is not for me, feel free to stop wherever you're at. Okay? From here, we're going to work on our side splits. All right? When your butt is resting against the wall, your knees and your toes are basically pointing up, and the top of your head is also kind of pointing up. We're in our side split. We're nice and low to the ground, and we're ready to count down. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Feel free to add a little wiggle so you can get just a little bit deeper into your stretch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Move your stool out the way. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. That is our first round of side splits. Whew. Breathe, chill, relax, flop around, and congratulations, you finished your first side split. All right. I haven't said this yet on this live, I think, but we are doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side splits. And in between each round, we're going to come back up into standing. We're going to shake out our legs. We're going to get loose. We're going to get relaxed so that we can get into a deeper second stretch and a deeper third stretch. Come on up into standing and take a look at your ankle. All right. I want you to gently shake out that ankle. And I want you to shake it a little bit more aggressively, and then a little bit more aggressively, and then a little bit more aggressively after that, and a little bit more aggressively after that, until you find a point where your legs are just going. Okay? Then we're going to switch over to the other side. Shake, 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 shake some more, shakety, shake, 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 and shake again. If you have found that your ankles are hurting, your knees are hurting, the shake is a little too aggressive, feel free to dial down the intensity. It's not that important. Move up to the level that you are comfortable, that feels good for you. Okay? The reason why we're shaking out the calves, the reason why we're shaking out the ankles is because when your feet are going to all those crazy positions, your muscles that would otherwise contract or relax to bring them there have to all be relaxed enough for your legs to go to all those crazy places, and that relaxation is what we want. Hopefully you can take a couple of steps now, feel like you're able to walk around, and that's a good sign. We're going to move on to our hips. All right, I want you to put all your weight into one leg. I want you to drop the big toe of the other leg down into the ground, and I want you to bring that knee in, push that knee out, bring the knee in, push the knee out, bring the knee in, push the knee out, and build a little bit of control, build a little bit of strength right here with this movement. The rest of the body is not moving. It's just this thigh bone in the hip socket where it connects to the hip. And we're bringing the leg in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Whew. Let's do the other side. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down, in, out, in,
out. As you get a little stronger, as you get a little bit more control, a little bit more precision, you can go a little faster. You can turn into a dance move. You can have fun with it. You can shake it out a little bit more quickly. All right. But for now, that is all we're going to do until side split number 2 is finished. I want you to walk up to your wall, rest your butt against it, take half a step forward, and let's get into side split number 2. Cool? We're going to open up our legs nice and wide. Make sure your hips are not hurting. If they are hurting, pause, bring your legs in just a little bit, and let's get ready to fold. Bring your belly button down towards the ground. Cool? If you're able to palm the ground, you might not need any hand support. But if you are not, or you just don't want to do it that way, feel free to use a stool, use a chair, use a coffee table, use something stable and structurally sound to help support your weight. All right. Boom. Once you're here, see if you can drop a little bit deeper into your side split right away. And then we're going to externally rotate our legs, all right? So that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. We're just rotating the leg backwards 90 degrees, and we're doing it on both sides. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. From here, lean against the wall with your butt. Pull your hand support in towards your hips. Try to balance and find a nice comfortable spot where you feel supported, where you feel strong, where you feel like you're in control. And I typically like to have my wrists, my hands right up against my thighs while I'm holding my hand support. Cool? Experiment, figure out what's comfortable for you, and we're ready to drop a little deeper. All right, inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper into the stretch. Inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. Do a little lean to the right, push that leg out to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. See if you can get a tiny bit deeper. And once you're ready, we're going to do stretch number 2. All right. Number 1, in stretch number 1, we had the knees and the toes pointing straight up, and you probably felt more of a stretch in your hamstrings. All right. For stretch number 2, we're going to take a little bit of a walk forward with our hands. It's going to look like we're about to do a push up, right? But the whole body is coming with us, and the knees are going to point sort of at about a 45, 60-ish degree angle upwards instead of straight up into the air. When we get into this position, the muscle that's going to feel the most stretch is going to be the inner thighs. We need that muscle to get stretched as well, and now we're in that stretch. So, one last little lean to the right, one last lean to the left, 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. You can experiment with this. You can rest your elbows on your hand support if that's more comfortable. You can stick your hands straight down into the ground if you find that is more comfortable. You can lean forward and still keep most of your body in the same position while still holding that leg wide at the angle where you're going to feel it more in your inner thighs. Whew. So you got options. 20, 19, 18. Now that you've been here for a little bit, see if you can just add a tiny wiggle, get a little bit deeper. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. That's our stretch. Walk your hands forward. Oh, pull your legs in underneath you. Oh, that's a grunt. That's a groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Oh, slowly come on back into a kneeling position. Oh man. That is side split number 2. When you're ready, come on back into standing. We're going to shake it out. We're going to do our little dance. And get ready to go back into side split number 3. All right? Whew. Let's go. Shake out the ankles. Start nice and gentle and slow. Pick up the intensity as you find that is comfortable for you. And shake a little harder and shake a little harder, shake a little harder, shake a little harder. If at any point it gets a little too crazy, you're feeling some sharp sensations, you're like, oh, what's that? Feel free to stop. You don't have to keep shaking that hard. All right, you can dial it back 10% and then keep going. Cool? All right. Other leg. Shake, 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 some more. Shake, 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 shake. Pretend you are made of soggy noodles, right? You made some pasta, you scooped out the majority of it. Now it's time to clean up the dishes. You got some leftover, super overcooked soggy mess of a piece of pasta just at the bottom of the pot as you're pouring it out the drain is going. That's what we want. That's what we want our legs to be. All right, flowing down the sink. Next, we're gonna move on into our hips. All your weight is one leg, big toe is down. We bring the knee in and out and 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 in and out. When you're first starting with these, focus on building that range of motion. Really try to bring that knee all the way out, bring it all the way in, out, and in. Build some strength and some control. As you get more comfortable with it, you're going to start being a little bit more chill. You can pick up the pace. You can relax a little bit more. You can shake a little bit more aggressively. And if you can get into a situation where there's almost no weight on this leg, right? Because all your weight is on the standing leg, you can get into a shake that's so fast and so intense that your thigh muscles start looking like they're made of jello and they go, and that is a good sign you're very, very, very relaxed, at least here in the thigh muscles, right? Other side, all your weight in one leg, big toe is down. We're shaking out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Let the thigh muscles go. La, 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 la. If you put a whole bunch of weight into this leg, the thigh muscles are going to kick in, right? They're not going to shake nearly as well. So make sure all your weight is in the standing leg, and then you can relax those muscles a little bit more, and you can get them to flop. Cool? All right, hopefully your leg muscles are relaxed. You're chilling. You're ready for side split number 3. Let's go. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward. Open up those legs for some side splitting. And make sure your hips don't hurt. If they do, stop. Bring your legs in together a little bit. And prepare to fold. Bring that belly button down into the ground. Whee! If you can reach the floor, if you can palm it, you might not need any hand support. But if you can't and you just don't want to, feel free to use some hand support. You can use a stool, a chair, a coffee table, anything that will hold you up, hold your weight, and keep you in a supported, comfortable, happy, safe feeling position is going to be good. We're going to open up our legs a little bit wider. See if you can rest your butt against the wall for a little bit of support right away. Remember, the wall is your best friend. It's there to help you take advantage. Cool? Next, we're going to rotate our legs, and we're going to rotate them backwards 90 degrees so that the thigh bone and one of its lumpy parts doesn't go smashing into our hip bones. Cool? And it looks like this. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Other side. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. And if you need to be on your hand support, feel free to do it from this position. Okay, once your legs are rotated and your knees and toes are pointing up, you're already in your side splits. You might be a little bit high in your side splits, but you're in your side splits, and it's time to drop a little deeper. All right, big inhale, slow exhale, and relax. Whew. Inhale, relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Adjust your legs, adjust your butt, adjust your hand positioning till you find a nice, stable, comfortable, supported position. Because when you feel strong, when you feel supported, it's going to be much easier for your muscles to relax. I was talking so fast through all that stuff. But now we're at our third and final side split. All right. Now, since we're trying to relax, let me tone it down. We're going to do a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right. See if you can get just a little bit more out of the stretch. Inhale. Ooh, sink a little deeper. Another wiggle if you can, and let's get ready to stretch. We got options. You can do the first version of the stretch that we talked about, where your butt is against the wall. You're feeling more of a stretch in your hamstrings because your knees and your toes are pointing straight up. All right. You can do the second version of the stretch where we walk our hands forward a little bit, and you're going to feel it a little bit more in your adductors. To make that stretch more intense, you can also bend your elbows a little bit, and then all of a sudden, there's going to feel like there's more weight in your legs. All right. Pick whichever one you want, and let's get ready to go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0. That is our third and final side split. Walk your hands forward, pull your legs in underneath you, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. Oh man. Oh, that is our third and final side split. Congratulations, we're done with all the hard stuff. All right. All we got left is a little bit of shaky shaky, some relaxation to get our bodies prepared for whatever else you have to do for the rest of the day, and then I'll be ready to jump into some Q&A. Look at the chat. Cool. Come on up into standing. And let's do it. Shake it out. Shake out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake some more. Keep shaking. And switch over to the other side. Shake, 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 shake some more. Shakety, shake, 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 shake. You don't actually have to shake that aggressively. As long as your muscles are chill enough for you to move into that range of motion, the extra speed that is changing is not that big a deal. Cool? So as long as you're getting that range of motion, you don't have to go any faster. But at some point, when you're trying to flop back and forth, you kind of have to have enough speed to whip the leg so that the ankle actually goes way out to that deep range of motion. Cool? Next, we're going to move on into our hips. All your weight into one leg, big toe is down. We'll bring the leg in and out and in and out and in and out, building strength and control here in this internal and external rotation at the hip. And then, if you want, completely optional, you can do some more aggressive shakes where your legs are turning into jello and you're relaxing all of the muscles in that thigh and shaking the whole leg using your hip muscles and shaking so hard that your thighs going because it's made a jello, right? Other side. Oh, sorry. Other side. Out, in, out, in, out. Shakety, shake, 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 shake. Shake some more. Add in some other shakes. Add in some wiggles. Add in some flops. Your arms are working real hard to support you. Feel free to give them a little wiggle as well. All right. We're gonna move on into some joint checks. Let's do some hip circles and make sure everything is feeling nice and strong. Oof. Sink a little deeper into your hip circles. Slowly come through. Exaggerate that angle. Oof. Keep going. Oof. And once you've done a couple of loops the other way, switch back or switch to the other side. Keep going. And oh, oh. If you're feeling like you need some more time in that, feel free to take it. All right. Most of you know the drill, so you can do whatever else you want if you still want to do it after you focus on your hips. Cool. Next, high knees. Boom and boom. If they come up, you're ready to move on. We're going to do some calf raises from a squat position next, and we're going to wrap up. I want you to keep your feet about hips width apart, not super wide, not super narrow, because that would throw off your balance a little bit. But once you have your feet about hips width apart, I want you to try to drop down into a squat. All right. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. I want you to push your knees forward and I want you to fold your chest down so that you're almost leaning a little too far in front of you. When you're leaning forward, your toes should kick in to help grip the floor to keep you from toppling over. That's exactly why we're leaning forward to get our toes to work really hard to stabilize ourselves. All right. So once you're here, your quads are probably crying and want you to stop. We're going to do some calf raises. You can stick your hands down for support. If you don't need it, don't use it. If you don't want to, and if you are going to experiment, try it out. It's nice. Keep going. Come on up into that calf raise. Come on down. Go slow for a couple reps. Go fast and explosive for a couple reps and have fun with it. All right? Take your time and come on out when you feel like you've done enough. 7 reps, 10 reps, whatever is all good. What we just did was force our toes to work really hard with our arch of the foot when we got into that forward leaning position, trying to grip the floor because our knees were in front of us past our toes. We had a nice stretch in our Achilles tendon, in our calves. Our quads were firing, I'm sure you knew. And we had our low back firing, trying to keep our upper bodies nice and stable while we were trying to come in and out of that squat and calf raise, right? If you were able to do enough of those calf raises that you're feeling a little calf burn, chances are your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, and all the muscles
in between them are doing pretty good, and that's a good sign we're ready to wrap up for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on that hip mobility with me today. It is, I think, an hour and 6 minutes in, and we are totally, completely done. If you got questions, comments, feel free to throw in the chat now. I'm going to look at that Q&A right after I tell you about how the number one thing we care about is consistency. All right. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you can't follow it, it's not really the best plan for you. And this live exists because I wanted to do side splits for 15 years. And every year, pretty much right before New Year's, I would binge watch a bunch of YouTube videos, create the best plan with the fastest time, and use all this, whatever internet marketing language to build out a workout plan. I'd follow it for 3 days, maybe up to 2 weeks, and then I'd fall off and not do it again for like 6 more months until halfway through the year. I was like, oh no, if I want to get the side splits, I really got to get back to it. And then I'd pick it up again, and then I'd fall off soon after. And I just repeat that over and over and over and over and over and over for years and years and years, like 15 years. This show exists because I decided at some point consistency is going to be the name of the game. I have failed with the best plan and that tactic many, 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 many times. So instead, I'm going to build a plan that focuses on having me show up every single day, putting in a little bit of effort, and taking the progress as it comes. Right? So that's where we're at right now. Side splits, hip mobility, those are all wonderful things, but the real superpower that you're building is proving to yourself that you are a consistent human and you can design your life to make you a super consistent human. Cool? All right. Is there anything else you need to know? The rest of my content is kind of in the same realm of consistency. A lot of it is finding little ways to add a little bit of fitness into your life without making it a big burden so that you just think of the kitchen counters as things that you can do dips from. You think that the 2 minutes you have while you're waiting in front of the microwave is an opportunity to do some Cossack switches, right? To move a little bit, to feel a little bit better, to help you wake up in the morning or, wake up after your afternoon slump, whatever it is. And if you like content around making your home a more effective place to get a little bit of exercise here and there, I am a deep believer that most of us don't need to go to the gym. Most of us are going to get plenty of exercise with just our body weight, right? If you're an elite athlete, that's not going to be true for you, probably. But for the majority of people, uh, whatever you can do with your body weight is going to be plenty. Cool? So that's all I got. I think I'm going to just sit down and look at the Q&A now. Keisha says, sorry I'm late. What's up, Ken and Queen R? Welcome back, Keisha. Thank you for being here. No worries. Is awesome that you're back. Queen R says, hello, hello, happy Monday. Angelic says, do you keep your live videos up for people to view later? I just got out of a meeting. Yes, all of our videos are uploaded over onto YouTube. I have two phones recording right now. One is right here. The other one is right here, side by side. One of them is uploading directly to YouTube, and the other one is TikTok. So if you are already asking this question on YouTube, you can just hit my profile. There'll be a whole bunch of different things like normal videos, live, and shorts and streams, I think is the word. It's not live. It's called streams on YouTube. Under streams, if you click into that, there will be hundreds and hundreds of live recordings. Some of the quality is going to be a little bit funky because the Wi-Fi was rough that day. Some of the videos are going to be a little choppy because Wi-Fi was bad that day. But in general, all of the videos are up there. And on occasion, my phone is messed up or something. So maybe we miss one or two here and there. But in general, they're all there. Cool? All right. Queen R answered the question for me. I didn't scroll far enough to confirm this, but thank you for doing that. All right, let's take a look at YouTube. Tyler says, hey, hello. I'm going to scroll up and check out what the earliest message is so I can see it in order. But Peace Out says, I did this live in the bathroom using the bathtub. Amazing. That's really good. Be careful because bathrooms tend to have tile and things that are a little bit slippery if the floor is wet. But if you have like slightly sweaty feet, that tile can make your floor a little bit grippier actually, and help you like put a stick to the ground so that your side splits feel a little bit more stable. But the bathtub is probably a really solid height to put your hands on as long as you stay in control. All right. I'm not sure I'd go out of my way to recommend the bathtub because your bathroom floor can be slippery, but I'm glad you found a cool place to make the side splits work for you. Cool. All right. Scroll up. Cat G says thank you. Chevelle says thank you and good night, everyone. And I'm gonna scroll real fast as high as I can because TikTok tends to start hiding messages that are a little earlier in the live. Let's see. Travel with Roxy answered a question for SB, and I can't see what that question was, but I'm glad that Travel with Roxy answered it for you. A Dreamy says, "You got this." Oh, I was probably complaining about how tired I was when we started the hip cars. Thank you for the support. Um, let's scroll, let's scroll, let's scroll. We get some compliments. We have a whole bunch of people following the live. Welcome everybody to the fam, to the community, to the showing up every single day doing side splits and stuff. And Ocean PMNKFR says, "I wish I had a physique like this guy." Thank you. That's a very nice compliment. Um, I think for most people, with probably quite a bit of effort, is very achievable. All right. I'm not somebody who works out. Actually, I do work out every single day now that I think about it because I do this live every single day. But prior to this, I was not somebody who worked out every single day. Um, I was not somebody who took practicing or consistency very seriously. I did some sports way back when in like high school, 15 plus years ago. No, yeah, pretty close, 15 years ago. And a lot of it is just staying fun, staying active, and just having fun with random things, right? I talk about turning your home into a gym, right? Not like buying fitness equipment to put in your home, but like to see your coffee table as an opportunity to do some elevated push-ups, right? For you to see your coffee table as something you can just lean on, have a conversation with somebody about doing a couple of hamstring stretches, for you to sort of see the environment as something that you can use to get a little bit of exercise, and for you not to feel so weird about exercise, like it's not what you're supposed to be doing, especially when you're at home, because it's your home, man. You can do whatever you want, all right? And I think, there was a phase in my life when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, where I worked out a lot and I tried to build up some muscles because I wrestled and I did sports and stuff. But after that, a lot of the maintenance has just been trying to keep active, having fun, doing things outdoors. My friends like to rock climb. I go join, even if I'm bad. That's okay. My friends like to hike. I go join because I like my friends and we want to hang out, right? So there's a certain amount of difficulty and intensity that it takes to build muscle, to build strength, to lose weight. But once you've held it off for a long time, it's much, 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 much easier to maintain muscle and maintain strength than it is to build it. And hopefully, you take on that journey, take on that challenge, build a little bit of strength, and you realize it's a lot easier to keep it. Same with the side splits. It's one of those skills where it's a pain in the butt to build the split, but once you've trained your brain to recognize that everything is okay, everything is chill, there are plenty of really advanced people who say stuff like, "Oh, I don't train the side splits anymore, but I do, like once a month, a couple of minutes of side split stuff, and then I get to keep it." So look forward to those days in the future. Okay, let me keep scrolling. Chareth sends awesome emojis and me doing Cossack switches. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Chareth. It's good to see you. Welcome back. What else we got? I'm scrolling. We got Chareth sending more emojis. Amazing. Anne says, "This is awesome." Hey, Anne, welcome back. Wait, is this the same Anne that I know? This might be a different Anne. The biggest Jey says, "I love these lives. Amazing. Thank you for being here and thank you for the compliment." Lee asks about IT band stretches. We don't really do any as part of the live directly. And that is because the core 5 stretches that we do are targeted very specifically for the side splits. Um, but IT band stretches are real good for you in general. What else we got? Chase says, I do a Q&A at the end of the live. And Tress says he does a Q&A. Yo, thank you guys for jumping in. I appreciate it. Tress says, Jinx Che, you owe me a soda. That's so funny. You guys, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. All right. Deary Daisy asks, are there any stretches that help with pain in the glute? Okay, there's a bunch of like main muscles in your glute. There's like a gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. There's the 3 big ones. Those are easy to remember because one is little, one is middle, and one is big, I guess. And um, each one is going to have slightly different requirements. So, how far do I want to go with this? I think that's as far as I'm gonna go with this because I'm gonna be like sitting on the ground going, "Is this the stretch that I think it's stretching?" And I'm not gonna be super confident in what I'm saying, and I'll just start rambling. So, uh, you're probably going to have a better result if you Google glute stretches and you start to take a look at what the different glute muscles are and where they run through the backside, right? The gluteus maximus is the biggest muscle, and there's a bajillion points on it that you can start massaging and poking and prodding to see what hurts, what is uncomfortable, what can, you can like dig in and aggressively beat up to help relax muscles or to break up some scar tissue, that type of stuff. And then the gluteus medius and minimus and all the other stuff, they have smaller roles, but they are often, because they're smaller, they're often neglected, and they might be the things that hurt. So, since there's a lot of variety there, and I'm not going to be able to talk about it with any fluency, I'm just going to let you find it on Google. All right. I hope I gave you enough keywords to search for on Google or on YouTube to find the help that you need. Cool. Leroy says, I'm late. You're never late. You're here. And you were able to do a little bit. All right. So, one of the things that I try to repeat and I often forget is uh, consistency isn't about showing up at 100% every single day. All right. That is burnout. That's different. Um, if you can get your life perfect so that you can show up with 100% energy every single day, that would be amazing. But for the majority of people, you got other things that are way more important than side splits. All right. This username, this count is called splits on the side. All right. It's kind of a play on words because we're doing side splits, but it's also a play on words because it's not your main thing. All right. It's something you do on the side. You got to go, you know, take care of yourself. You got to take care of your family. You got to do all the other things that you got to do. Those are come way, 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 way more important than your hip mobility and your side splits. So if you got 20% left at the end of the day, come and do some side splits. That's great. That's fantastic. Showing up every day, putting the effort, making the time for it is already a ton of consistency. So don't sleep on. I wasn't able to, give 100%. Cool. Give what you got and try your best. That's all that anybody can ask for. Cool. Jessica says, I don't know what that means. Underscore underscore y underscore. Okay. What else we got? What else we got? I think we're pretty much close to the bottom. Tyler says, oh, Leroy says, LOL. I wish I remembered what funny thing I said. But Tyler says, right, I'm not a fan of the gym. Good, good. I don't like getting there. It's a pain in the butt. All right, that is all of the Q and A. Luna is asking weird questions. I don't think that's relevant to our show, so I'm not going to talk about it. Cheris says thank you. And I think we're ready to wrap up. Oh, today was a pretty fast one. We're about 80 minutes deep into the live. There's still 92 of you on the TikTok live, and that number just dropped to 86. So as soon as I called it out, it cut. But I'm all done. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. Hip mobility and side splits, those are awesome skills. But remember, the number one skill that you can take into whatever else thing that you care about is consistency. And the most important thing that I want you to take away is the little tiny check mark in the back of your head that keeps on reminding you that you are a consistent person, that you can be consistent, that you know how to be consistent, that you're willing to be consistent, and you can go take that magic little check mark in the back of your brain thing that I keep talking about and apply it to anything you want. All right? It does not have to be size splits. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you're cooled off now, and I hope I'll see you guys tomorrow because we're practicing consistency. Chanel says, "Thank you, Ken. I'm trying thanks to you." Amazing. I love it. That's what I'm trying to do. I show up 9 times a week doing these lives, Monday through Sunday. It is at 9 p.m. On Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, it is at 9 a.m. as well. I am thinking of changing up the shows a little bit so that it's just not 9 rounds of side splits because sometimes my hips don't like that. So we might change it into something a little bit different, and I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. So if you guys have feedback about what type of consistency support you want to see more of, I'll keep that in mind as we make adjustments. Cool. All right, that's it. That's it. And somehow the number of people on the live has jumped up since I've been trying to say goodbye. We went up to 101. Uh, now I feel bad, but it's really time to go. I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriend, and we're gonna watch some TV or something. Cool. Sunrises says stretch video. Um, more stretches in general, just outside of our side split stretches. That's doable. I can absolutely do that. I was thinking actually that we might want to do some beginner calisthenics, but live in a very systematic way, so that you get a whole workout and you're doing it side by side. I think it might need like an intro video that you have to watch so that you can pick the exercises that you're doing, but we can definitely work out the rest of the workout so that all happens at a given time. And what I'm thinking, what I generally will try to do, is find resources that are already available on the internet that are really good, so that you can search for and find other people who have done some version of the workout. So you always have a workout that has, real life people doing it and not just me forcing you to do it. So I am thinking about working on a body weight exercise type live that might be 3 times a week, maybe 2 times a week, um, built around the body weight fitness recommended routine. If you have no idea what that is, that's totally okay. On Reddit, there's a subreddit called Body Weight Fitness, and they have a routine called the recommended routine, which is a really good beginner, sort of to intermediate body weight set of exercises to build some strength, to build some control, and work on the main multi-joint movements in the body. And I think I would like to take that foundational chunk of content and resource and information and try to make our live reflect that type of workout at some point. Not all of them. The side splits thing still staying on because the username is called splits on the side. I can't get rid of the side splits, but hopefully we can add in some strength training and make this a little bit more comprehensive for your overall fitness. Cool. All right. Now that I've talked about all those things, I think I'm officially ready to wrap up. Goodbye. I'm closing out. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Keep coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. Okay, bye. And